Welcome everyone. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch the first video on StableFund. I'm coming to you a little bit quicker than I might normally do with a little follow-up on this one. Reason being is I didn't go into a lot of detail because I was still learning the DApp and wanted to come back and take some of my rewards that I've earned already, maybe add some more funds, and to talk about my position and what I'm thinking of doing with this one. So as always, we'll sign in. It does keep you kind of signed in, so you don't need to do it every time. The dashboard, I think I went over a little bit, but total invested, this is your Matic. And if you go through the different ones, it'll show how much is invested for each one. BNB looks like it's smaller, but the value of BNB is $300 as opposed to $1-ish that these two, well, $1 of course, and then 90 some cents I think right now that this guy is at. Total investors, I believe that doesn't, yeah, it actually does go into specific investors in each investment. So you can see there's much less investors in BNB. 7,100, and then yeah, so in the middle. So because Matic was its original one, that's probably why there's more investors in that one, and then total rewards that are sitting there. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go first over to the BUS. Actually, I got to go on top here. We'll go to stake. This shows you your existing stake. So as it sits right now, if I move this over to BUSD, which is what I originally put in, I'm now over $5 already here, which is pretty sweet. Now withdraw rewards, so you click here, there's going to be some gas and stuff. As always, there's a 3% fee as well in order to move the funds out of here, and that gets spread out to Rocket holders. And I'll go through my latest, actually I guess if I go right up here, I can show you right now. So if we go into here under Matic, as you can see, there's been a healthy little deposit there. I'll just go on to View and Explorer. So as you can see, I just had a deposit of 426. So this was the next Rocket installment that I got. It actually doubled, I believe, what I was getting before, the 295. So almost, well, another 130, 140 more. So that's pretty significant, which is nice. And looks at certificate. Go back to stake. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to exchange my BUSD for Matic. Oh, balances. Let's go to exchange BUSD. There we are. So it just needed to be updated, I guess, for Matic. So it does take a second for it to load. Okay, so as you can see here, actually, if I do move it to Matic, it does end up causing some bridging fees. Not that it's a much, but when you're looking at $1 on your $5, that's a pretty decent percentage. So rather than do that, I know I can assume I can do it to BNB without any fees, which is correct here. But what I may do right now is instead of transferring it into anything, I think I'm just going to create another stake. So what you can do, and as you create your compounding effect, what you're going to do is go into the same one in this case, 5.91. Okay, you do have to round them. I wondered that. So you have to put it at $5. And so every $5 or $10, depending on when I get in here, I think I'm going to keep compounding in order to create the compounding effect. You don't want to do it any more often than that, in my opinion, because you're just going to create tons of stakes. Not the end of the world, because you can choose to redeem some of them or combine them together later on, I guess. But for now, I'm just going to do that. So BUSD, we're going to approve. We'll use just low gas fees. As normal, there will be a 3% fee for doing this, which goes to SRocket holders, and that will take care of that. What I am going to do as well today, though, is I am going to move in some of the SRocket earnings that I took. So I guess the first one was to approve. This one is to actually do the deposit. So it looks like they have you approve and deposit for each one. And there we go. So now what you'll see is it creates another stake, and now that one's going to earn money. So that was obviously the fees were taken off of there, and now that one's going to earn money, and this one. So I believe what you'll be able to do is pull your rewards off of each of these at once and then use those combined. So as hopefully you're aware, compound interest is a pretty powerful tool. So the whole idea here is I'm going to keep doing these every so often, every $5 or so, and that will in turn give me now returns on this and this pile, which as it goes on and I get more and more of these piles, it will increase my earnings very rapidly over time. Also, what I'm going to do today is as I showed you with my Matic earnings, we're going to pull some Matic in here now. So to do that as before, we're going to receive, and this is to get our code. So we're going to copy that. I'm going to go into here, and we will send. I'm going to do 150 today. Next. Confirm. And now it's sending. So once that's sent in, we'll make up another stake with that. And then that one, same thing, we're going to compound it on itself and keep growing it until we get to a certain level. In case I didn't mention earlier, I'm thinking 1,000 of each one of all three. And then at that point, I'll start taking profits. And then once I've regained back my initial, then we'll let them compound. I may let Matic and BNB, once I get them going, compounding on themselves and only pull out of the BUSD, only because I think the price action on Matic and BNB will be obviously far advantageous when a bull market does come back again. Obviously warranting StableFund staying around for that long, which I hope, and it seems like it's got the legs for that as long as the protocol keeps earning its money with the bots that it's using. But like anything in DeFi, you never know. This has survived longer than many projects, but that's not to say it's impossible that it doesn't. So now we will head over to stake, or I think you can even do it in dashboard too, just to show you. So you can go in here, I hit enter and reload. There we go. So now that's updated. So if we just go here, so instead of going to the staking option, you can do it right from here. Go deposit. And as usual, it'll take its fee. Oh, also need to keep in mind, so let's reject that. We need to keep Matic in here for fees. So we're going to put 145, I guess. I don't need that much, but deposit. Confirm. Give that a minute to run. And that'll create our next stake. Other than that, again, history, all that kind of stuff. So nothing fancy to this dashboard. They are updating it coming up in the next few weeks, I believe Micheal was saying on one of the AMAs. So hopefully that will help spruce it up. And there we go. So we are successful. Again, we can now go over to our stakes if we'd like. Keep in mind, you do have to move between them. So as you can see, when you come here, it was Matic, and so it looked like I had nothing staked, but you do have to move between them. So there's that one. It has started earning profits already. And then our BUSD one, we now have our two going. And that finishes everything up. Hopefully you waited till the end because I got a couple little pieces of information that I think will be useful. StableFund does have a new UI coming out. And on top of that, there actually is talk, and this was in James Pelton's interview, of a play-to-earn game coming out. And this will actually incorporate something that I was invested in back during Stable 1, which is the Dragon's Den. And I have some money sitting on that guy that I never got. So I'm excited to see what that's going to do. It also links up with the Farmhouse, which is a minor dApp that they had set up back in the day as well. So with those two things combined into this play-to-earn game that they're investing in, that sounds kind of neat, and hopefully will give some more opportunities for the protocol to earn and hopefully let it create a longer runway for itself. If you want a more in-depth review of StableFund and a chat with Micheal, I would recommend watching James Pelton's AMA. As well, I will also include a Discord link to the DeFi Soapbox. This is a great little community. It's just starting out, so nothing crazy yet, but they do have an AMA coming up with StableFund. This is a pretty darn neat opportunity because it's going to be a small, intimate group that are here. So if you have stayed along to the end of this video, I do recommend you click on the link in the description for DeFi Soapbox, and that will give you a chance to really have an intimate opportunity to chat with Micheal from StableFund and ask your questions directly. So please do take advantage of this great opportunity and join me and Murdoch, who's a YouTuber that I definitely took a lot of info from as I started my DeFi adventure. And also I believe Jack's Passive Income is also another YouTuber that, again, I took a lot of inspiration from when growing my knowledge of DeFi, and they are both in this group. So definitely come by and have a look and enjoy hopefully a really great AMA tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. I believe it'll show up in your local time when you go to the Discord. So don't hesitate, and please come on by. Thank you so very much. As always, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you get notice of any future videos. Thanks so much. Have a great night.